Extensive operations along the border with Lebanon, carried out by the Israel Defense Forces, aim to counter Hezbollah's threats and capabilities. These actions range from intelligence gathering to targeted airstrikes, ground incursions, and the implementation of defensive measures, such as the construction of barriers and the deployment of surveillance technology. The fundamental purpose of IDF operations is to disrupt Hezbollah's activities, destabilize its military infrastructure, and prevent possible attacks on Israel from the border. Within the framework of Israel's military doctrine, the importance of proactive defense and prevention is highlighted, which implies the willingness to take early measures to neutralize threats before they materialize. This approach becomes relevant given the military strengthening of Hezbollah and its possible attack plans against Israel. The current situation in the conflict between Israel and Hezbollah shows changes in the status quo in the Middle East. Hezbollah has persisted with its attacks along the border throughout Saturday, with no reports of casualties so far. Since October 8, Hezbollah-led forces have attacked Israeli communities and military posts daily, apparently in support of Gaza during the war in that region. The war in Gaza began on October 7 with a devastating attack by Hamas that resulted in 1,200 deaths, mainly civilians. In response, Israel launched an offensive to destroy Hamas, remove it from power in Gaza, and free 253 hostages held by thousands of attackers in southern Israel during the Hamas offensive. Israel has communicated that it can no longer accept the presence of Hezbollah on its border and warns of the possibility of military action in the absence of a diplomatic resolution. The conflict on Israel's northern border persists, evidenced by air defense systems intercepting rockets near the border and a fighter jet shooting down a drone heading toward Israeli territory. The Israel Defense Forces reported rocket fire from Lebanon towards Kiryat Shmona and surrounding areas, mostly repelled by the Iron Dome defense system. This incident took place approximately 2 hours after the IDF carried out airstrikes on targets belonging to Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The current conflict contributes to regional instability, increases tensions and raises the risk of broader escalation. Sheikh Naim Qassem, deputy leader of Hezbollah, assured that the organization will not retreat and will adjust its operations according to the circumstances, intensifying them if enemy aggression expands. During this week, Hezbollah has launched rocket attacks in directions along Israel's northern border, encompassing areas near Metula and Shlomi. In addition, they carried out a missile attack against a warehouse and deployed drones towards Israel. These events are influencing the political dynamics in Lebanon and Israel, affecting internal relations and regional alliances. Rocket warning sirens sound again in largely evacuated towns on Israel's northern border, such as Snur, Gedot, Hashim, Kibbutz Dan and Daphna. These alarms followed 4 rockets launched from Lebanon towards the Galilee Panhandle, which hit open areas without causing damage or injuries. The Israel Defense Forces insist they have carried out recent airstrikes on Hezbollah areas in southern Lebanon. These attacks included a weapons depot in Marwan al-Ras, as well as other infrastructure in Kafr Kila and Cim. Following rocket launches in Kiryat Shmona and Kfar Yuval, the IDF reported that it responded by shelling launch sites in southern Lebanon using artillery. Israel's intelligence agencies, especially the MAD and the Shin Bet, play a crucial role in monitoring Hezbollah's activities, collecting useful information and assessing potential threats. It is essential to carry out continuous intelligence operations to identify Hezbollah's intentions, capabilities, and operational plans, allowing for the adoption of preventive measures. Despite Israel's proactive defensive posture, it is imperative to exercise restraint and avoid a disproportionate military escalation that could lead to a broader conflict. Military operations must be meticulously tailored to target Hezbollah's capabilities, minimizing civilian casualties and the risk of collateral damage as much as possible. Israel seeks to ensure the preparation of its civilian population for possible attacks by Hezbollah, such as rocket fire and infiltration attempts. Investing in civil defense measures, such as bomb shelters, early warning systems and emergency response training, can reduce the impact of Hezbollah attacks and save lives. According to the IDF, 4 rockets were recently recorded launched from Lebanon towards the Galilee Panhandle, hitting clear areas without causing damage. Hezbollah took responsibility, claiming they were targeting a military base in the region. Israel's deterrent response to this incident is of interest, as it must maintain a proactive defensive posture, including preemptive strikes against Hezbollah infrastructure and militants considered an imminent threat. Hezbollah has intensified its daily rocket, missile and drone attacks in northern Israel, showing an increase in the use of armed drones. Drone warning sirens sounded in several cities in northern Israel on Saturday, and the IDF reported that a suspected aerial target coming from Lebanon into Israeli airspace was shot down by a fighter jet in Lebanese airspace. After the second warning, the Israel Defense Forces reported that an Israeli military plane also carried out an attack on a Hezbollah weapons depot in the Lebanese town of Mat Mora. This attack occurred when noticing the presence of a group of soldiers entering the building. The subsequent explosions indicated the existence of weapons at the site. Hezbollah's claims about its Iranian-backed resolve and extensive operations by the Israeli armed forces along the border underscore the persistent tension and risk of escalation. It is crucial to take action to reduce tension and find diplomatic solutions that prevent further episodes of violence and contribute to regional stabilization. In the face of Hezbollah's threats on Israel's borders, especially on the border with Lebanon, Israel must adopt a diversified approach to safeguard the security of its territory and protect its citizens. This involves the implementation of defensive measures, proactive intelligence gathering, targeted operations, and diplomatic efforts. What is your opinion? Please share your comments. And to stay informed about new videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. We appreciate your tuning in.